when I got a notification that the Jack freaking Morgan is reacting to my damn video, I was on break at work and I looked at my phone. I got a mention from Jack freaking Morgan. And it was like a lethal dose of dopamine, just like Wolverine when he took the serum. He said, I had goosebumps on my freaking forearms. I was just like shaking. I like couldn't believe it. You know what? If this is the freaking highlight of my YouTube career, okay, fine. That's fine. This is going to be a tough month to beat. I'll tell you that. I watched a lot of his videos, and when he first came on the scene, I'm like, who is this guy? He looks like he'd be cousins with like Pauly D or something. Got a nice full head of hair. I was scared to watch this for the longest time, so this is my first time seeing this. So it'll be a little inception, a reaction of a reaction. Let's get into this.
All right, this one's rich. This one goes, I worked at a toxic company for 15 years and got nowhere. 15 years a slave. All right, buckle up. So I already watched some of this, and this guy is just spilling the tea on the small family business. It's really good. And just a heads up, he swears more than I do. But this is great. I didn't finish it, but this is top tier stuff.
This is my story of working for a small family-owned roofing company for 15 years, busting my ass and not getting anywhere.
Classic.
At this little rinky-dink freaking place. So the family-owned company is owned by two brothers, Tim and Jeff. I think.
Oh, I hate those guys.
Yeah, I'm using their real names. I don't care. Fuck these people. I hate these people. Everyone in the damn story. So the guy who owns the place, Tim, he married some rich woman, right? And from what I hear, her dad gave him a roofing company.
He's got a nice freaking camera.
So yeah, these guys really work to get where they're at.
That's got to be nice. Hey, can't blame him for that one, though.
And then his younger brother, Jeff, who's, a lazy piece of shit, he'd do the flat roof inside, which is what I worked on. So I worked, 15 years from when I was 22 till I was 37.
Oh, it's rough to think about.
Call me an idiot. I should have left this place over 10 plus years before I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't making shit. And the reason I quit is because this was 2019. I was making $22 an hour, or no, $19 an hour after 15 years at this piece of shit place.
No.
Busting my ass.
19 an hour to do roofs?
Right.
On, dude.
I know. I'm an idiot.
I'm not laughing. But that's fucked up.
It's fucked.
Tim and Jeff, piece of shits.
They are.
Oh, this guy's good. We'll just wait. It gets good.
Yeah, call me dumb all you want. I should have left a long ass time ago.
Yeah,
but
probably.
As a man, when you got mortgage
this is
to pay,
surreal.
Like you're not looking around, and you get content where you're at, even though it's a hellhole. So the thing was,
guilty.
Jeff calls me in his office. He's like, "Oh, we got 14 roofs coming up. It's gonna be real busy." Da da da. And at this point, I haven't gotten a raise in like 5 years. I know. I'm an idiot. I know. And so then he's like, we're going to bump you up to 22. So that's like a $3 raise. And I'm just looking at him. I'm like, bro, you haven't given me a raise in like 5 years. It's like, I want at least, $5, $6. So I was ready to settle, right? I was like, you know what? Give me $24 an hour and I'll stick around. And
I hate to laugh, but when you hear these numbers, I'm sitting here going, if I'm literally putting roofs on people's houses, I feel like 25 starting is like the bare minimum.
This should be like 30.
I don't give a shit if it's 2018 when we're talking about this. I don't care. Like, I commend everybody out there, brothers. If you've done this, I would never. I've worked at places for 3 hours. Walked straight up to the person who hired me, said, thank you so much. Don't even worry about my paycheck. I'm going to skedaddle. Straight up. Straight up. So I commend people who even like stick it out for just a little bit. I guess maybe I've just never put up with it. No way. No fucking. I've done drywall before. No. I had to do it. I lasted like 6 months. Demolitions, drywall. And I had to at the time. I had to. I really didn't have a choice. But the moment I had a choice, I'm out. Fuck that. No offense. But when you're getting paid dog shit to do, we're talking, this is men here. Manly stuff. Dude, you gotta have a little respect for yourself. You gotta command, you gotta command the money. No way. Somebody out there will pay you. If you need to hear this right now, maybe you are somebody getting paid like shit doing manly stuff and you actually have the skills. Just know that you can command the money. Yeah, this is unreal.
He pulls this bullshit he always pulls. He says, "Oh yeah, we'll see how you're doing after the summertime." I
Took
know
some
how
courage
this
to put
goes.
this out too.
He says that. He's like, "Oh, we'll see at the end of summer." End of summer comes. Yo, what's up with my raise? Oh, we'll see at the end of winter. Okay. I've already played this game with him before. And then at the end of winter, I'm like, so what's up with that raise? He's like, oh, we're not giving raises. It's just a way of bullshit. So you just like go away and quit asking.
That's the best.
So this fool don't want to give me $24 an hour. Keep in mind, roofing, doing tear-offs, tearing off 4 layers of roof, commercial side, it's hell. You start at 5 a.m., you get off at 6, you're fucking burned to a crisp.
No way.
And this fool didn't want to give me $24
Fuck
an
them
hour.
not.
So I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this fucking place. Let me go ahead and put my 2 weeks in.
Oh, dude. No, you know what? You know what's crazy? Usually this actually works. I've done this at 2 different establishments, different careers, but 2 times now I've worked at restaurants. I was a bartender for a long time and a waiter. And literally the moment, and I wasn't there long. We're talking 3 months. Where I walked up and said, hey, if I'm not bartending in the next 2 weeks, I'm out. Both times, I was a bartender. In other words, I need a raise. That's how that works. Usually at places, bartenders will make almost double what a waiter makes. So that was my way of saying, hey, if I don't get a raise soon, I'm later. And it worked both times. Another time, one of my best friends in the world, he was getting dicked off doing blue collar. And I said, dude, just tell them you're going to quit. They'll probably give you a raise. Guess what? He called me later that day. He goes, dude, I told him I was going to quit. $5 raise. I said, hallelujah. Then he ended up leaving like 6 months later for a $10 raise at another job. And the company begged him to stay. And he's like, well, if you can't meet my new demands of $40 an hour, I can't stay. It was almost like this mindset shifted so quickly. It's honestly kind of crazy, especially if you know what you're worth. But if you don't think you're worth anything, people do stay places that ultimately they get paid like shit. And quite frankly, they get treated like crap. Not cool. But anyways, this guy, this is good. He quit, so he's going somewhere here.
So I put in my 2 weeks today. He's like surprised, because I've been there 15 years. And then he ends up, the funny thing is, when I quit, right before they got busy getting slammed with Fortune roofs, I'm so glad I quit when I did. And it was before COVID, right before COVID hit, when they got screwed over even more with supplies. But so I quit, and what's he do? He didn't want to pay me $24 an hour, right?
Yeah.
They hire 3 guys to replace me.
Gotta love it.
Probably making $22. So you'd rather spend $66 an hour instead of just give me another $2. But that place is stupid. And when I first started, it was such a horrible place. You had the piece of shit brothers, Jeff and Tim. And then they had a couple
Fuck you,
of
Jeff
their
and Tim,
no-good-ass
piece of
buddies
shit.
being the foreman on the roof. And they were Scott and Scott.
Oh,
That's what their names was.
I don't like them.
And these guys were pieces of shit too. So the roofing foremen, all they did, they just stand around on the roof all day talking to each other, doing absolutely nothing, just being like slave drivers. And I'm just like, I'm just so sick of these guys. And that went on for a few years. And then one of the Scots pissed off Jeff, the commercial roofing guy, and he fired him. But the other Scott, who was probably a better buddy with Jeff, the owner, co-owner.
Anyways, back to these pieces of shits.
God, that piece of shit. He's like the laziest person I've
timed
ever
that
met in my
perfect.
life. And if he ever had to do anything, he would bitch and moan about it, and you'd hear about it. So then it
Fuck
got to
you,
the
Scott,
point where he's
piece of
still
shit.
the roofing foreman, right? Standing around doing nothing, being a fat, lazy piece of shit, who's also a fucking idiot. This guy's an idiot.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right?
True story, man. True story. It's a real thing. I've worked for family businesses. My dad owned a business. Kidding me? Poor dude Jerry, his little helper. He had other guys that made more money than Jerry, but Jerry was like his little bitch. And my dad could pay him as such because this guy had no other options. Right? Felon, not well spoken. He's going to have a hard time getting a gig. So my dad could pay him $10 an hour. I come and work for him. My dad's throwing me 100 for the day. Jerry made 70. What
Dang.
did I do? You know what I mean? Like, it's just who I knew. I was way lazier than Jerry. Although me and Jerry did used to smoke some weed outside of the job sites. So I would say we were both equally kind of shitheads. But I just got paid more for being the equal amount of shithead. I mean, this is a long time ago. It was like 20 years ago. But my point is sometimes who you know does help.
He's one of those people that's really stupid, but he talks to you like you're an idiot and he's really smart.
That's the best.
Yeah, I'm sure you know the type.
That's a fucking dumbass.
But the co-owner, Jeff, always told us, if you have a problem with the guy and you all come together, I'll get rid of the guy. So that's what we were trying to do with his buddy Scott, right? Because this guy is just a waste of money and doesn't do anything. And if he didn't work for his buddy, he probably wouldn't get a job anywhere. So we all come together, right? This is about a few years in, right when I'm like, I'm pretty much, doing everything at this point. And Scott's still just on the roof doing absolutely nothing because he's buddies with the owner. So we all come together one day, right? And we're all against him. I have my notes and everything. I'm like, yeah, this dude's just a lazy piece of shit and doesn't do anything. And he's always running his mouth and he's pissing everyone off all the time. So what's Jeff do? Instead of getting rid of his lazy, worthless buddy, he promotes him. So we got this guy promoted to like some
piece of shit. Oh, no. This is, I mean, the guy quit. We're going somewhere here, okay? It says it in the title. He finally made it out from the clutches of this damn family. He's using real names, too. This is fun.
Fuck these people.
But it is like that. A lot of my working career, real jobs, 10 years was in restaurants. And there was one spot, this one chick that worked there was a real wench. I mean, she sucked. Nobody liked her except for, you guessed it, the general manager. So, what do you think happened with that chick? You think since everybody hated her, she just got fired? No. She turned into our manager. Yeah. It was like this fear tactic. It was like, if you wanted to call out of work or trade a shift, well, guess what? Next week, you lose 2 shifts. So now you're losing fucking $400 of your paycheck. Pretty crazy environment. And I was bartending at this place, so I was making a lot of money. I was making $400, $500 Saturday night, $800 a night stripper money. And this manager one time, she finds out, 'cause she's relatively new to the restaurant. She knows, but when she finds out I'm the only guy bartender and she's counting out my money at the end of the night, I'm with her. And I usually get along with everybody, right? Even if I'm like, you suck, I'm still cool. Like, I'm not going to tell you, hey, I think you suck, let's sit down and talk about this. No, I just keep moving. So the following week, and this was my Saturday shift, this was big money. I mean, I could just work Saturdays and make, $3,000 a month. Just working a Saturday, one Saturday a week. Pretty good deal.
Pretty good.
So, what do you know? The new schedule comes out. Who do you think is all of a sudden now working one bar shift a week? The fucking manager. And whose spot do you think she took? Anybody in here? Yeah, so anyways, I quit that place. I respect them. They gave me a great opportunity, but man, I was like, I'm fucking out of here. I was like, I'm never going to win here. You know, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I was like, she took one of them, she's going to take them all. Like, just fucking kill me now. I just couldn't believe that, though. It's, but hey, what are you going to do? You either stay there and take the bullshit, or you leave. And sometimes money is a driving factor. People will do some stuff for money.
I think like an estimator position where the funny thing is the first 3 years this idiot Scott was in the office, he was in Jeff's office every single day asking him what to do because he had no clue what he was doing. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
At the point where lazy piece of shit, Scott's an estimator now, got promoted from being, a lazy piece of shit. I'm running jobs now, right? What I forgot to mention, there's another buddy of co-owner Jeff.
I hate
His
that
buddy
guy.
Mike. I hated this fucking guy. So his lazy ass starts, and I'm training this guy to do his job, right? And keep in mind, this guy's making $5 more than me at the time when he started.
No, dude.
And I'm like a few years in already. So I'm training.
Right then and there,
Should have
I
fucking
would have
quit.
Mike, I would have been out. Right there, I would have been fucking gone. I mean, I don't know this guy's history. Does he have kids? He said he has a mortgage.
No kids.
$19 an hour, you get a mortgage. Different times, man.
2009, baby.
I get that. You kind of, you might be a little stronghold, God forbid you're supporting a family. But man, I would have, no. No. Nope, that's just a spit in the face, dude. Oh, man.
Yeah, I put
Paying
up a
this
lot of
guy who
bullshit.
makes more than me how to do my job. So then we eventually get to a point where we split off because Mike was always with me because he had no clue what he was doing and he was a lazy, useless idiot, just like foreman piece of shit Scott.
I hope
So
they
then
see
we get to
this.
the point where we split crews, right? So here's how the split goes. I get the piece of shit truck with no AC that's falling apart that nobody wants, right?
We're going to fast forward a little bit. The truth is when they know they could take advantage of you, they will. I had a best friend of mine. This is the truth. I'm sure the whole family sucks. We learned this, okay? But what happens is when they know, and I've been this person. I'm going to use one of my best friends as an example. He's gotten a lot better now, but this is something he struggled with. And we were talking one day, we worked at the same restaurant at one point, and he was like, dude, every job I get, they treat me like shit, and I have no respect. Zero respect. And he's like, and I go, he goes, how do I get people to respect me? And I said, this is going to sound really dumb, but you got to respect yourself. And he literally was like, everyone says that. And this is what I mean in case you're dealing with this. So when you start somewhere like this guy or my best friend or a lot of people, and you're working at a place, the moment they decide this is how they perceive you, it's basically a wrap. In other words, this dude right here, let's use him for instance, he should have just quit immediately.
Yeah.
They were never going to respect him. And also, you got to respect yourself. For instance, me right now, right? I'm kind of dressed like shit. My hair's crazy. When people look at me, they perceive me a certain way. It doesn't matter if I hold myself. So how you dress, how you look, your appearance, it does matter, right? Like I clean up good. Even if I have crazy hair, I'm not going to just go to work looking like this. Because that's how people are going to treat me. And also, if you already even if you're the nicest clean cut guy in the fucking world. Like this dude here, shaved head. He's got the goatee, the goatee down. He's dressed. He's a blue collar man. He looks the part. He's playing the part. The moment they know they could treat you like shit, pay you like shit, belittle you, and use and abuse you, it's never going to change.
Yeah.
So once you leave that company, the next place you go, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy. You've heard it 1,000 times. Nice guys finish last. It's the truth. So you have to learn how to say, no, I'm not doing that. Or you have to learn how to demand what you're worth off rip. And I think the younger generations coming up are actually doing that anyways. I mean, but there's always going to be this level of stuff going down. Let's see where he's finishing out. Hold on, let me pop in the comments before we finish here. Family businesses are great if you're a member of the family. If not, forget it. Yeah, that's just the truth, dude. I've worked for 2 family businesses. One was my own and one was another one. The other one I was never getting in. I was never going to move. Never. I lasted that like a month. The only reward for hard work is more work. I do the bare minimum at work now. Actually, one of the restaurants I worked at too, so 3 places was family.
Good idea.
And you better believe the daughters, oh, yeah, they could do nothing. And yeah, if I owned the restaurant too, my daughters could come in here and make the most too and do nothing. So I do get that. All right. Growing up poor, the fear of not having enough has always lingered in the back of my mind, shaping my perspective of work and life. So when I landed in my first job, I poured my heart and soul in it, so eager to prove myself. Looking back, it's clear that this dedication sometimes made me an easier target for complacent managers. Yeah, 1,000%. Especially if you're always like, yes, I'll do this, and overly nice, never saying no, never being like, hey, I didn't sign up for that. And it's okay to say those things at a job. Like, sometimes that's their job, and they're going to see if you will do it. It's some tricky shit, man.
Dad working there. So their dad, Larry, this guy's a piece of shit. He's almost worse than they are.
He's a piece of shit.
Oh, man. No. We're going to keep going forward.
I've been treated like shit my whole life. Starting with, my dad always yelling and screaming at me, whooping my ass. So as a man, I've been treated like shit my whole life. So that's pretty much just what I expect, and I'm used to it. So that's probably another reason I just thugged it out and stuck around at this piece of shit roofing company. My whole point of all this is if someone doesn't appreciate you, an employer, fucking leave them. Fuck them.
Amen.
That's what I did. I was so happy when I left. Man, they were struggling. They hired 3 guys to replace me. And then as soon as I left, you saw the trickle. Everyone started leaving, right? Because I was doing fucking everything at this piece of shit place.
It's crazy how they'd rather 3 guys that are underpaid so they could kind of... It's funny how that works, because when you're paid a little bit, there's more control when someone's paid less than when they're paid more. It's a weird gap. It just is. Anybody watching this who's ever bounced over, like, hourly doesn't even matter anymore. Like, you're no longer working for a time. You're working for the actual job. It's no longer by the hour. If you ever cross that line, and I'm sure some of you have, I've done this beyond YouTube. I've booked my own jobs for carpet cleaning and tile stuff back in the day. I've done things where I'm no longer working for hourly. The moment you go past that, it's almost as if they lose the control over you. It's so strange how that works, because you're no longer working for the person. You're working with them. And it's kind of hard. You have to have this weird balance where now we're peers. So there is that weird power dynamic. It's very fucking strange. It's very weird. Well, I guess that's where it says 15 years a slave. Okay, there we go. Slavery. There it is. I figured it out.
And if any of you guys from the roofing place might be watching this, fuck you.
Piece of
do
shit.
something about it. So to all the men
What
out
the
there,
fuck
or
y'all
even
gonna do?
women, if you're not appreciated, whether it's a work relationship, an actual relationship with someone, leave their ass. If they don't appreciate you, they don't deserve you. And don't stick around. Like, if you've been in a place 10, 12 years and you still haven't gotten nowhere, leave. I love where I'm at now. I'm working in the HVAC now. We getting company stock, man. I'm getting money, baby.
I agree with them. Even if you've been somewhere, you'll know in the first month, the first 6 months to a year, you should have a pretty good grip. Your gut will tell you this ain't going to work out. Listen to that. Listen to that. Because this dude could have had what he's talking about now, getting paid what he's worth and actually being valued for what he's actually worth a long time ago. So, hey, I mess with this guy. I'll leave the link to him down below. Give him some love, but let's check these comments out. But that's the truth. That's the truth. Usually, you'll know immediately. Like I said, I've quit jobs in 3 hours. I went to one place. I remember, this is kind of petty, but I worked at an ice skating rink one time when I was really young. I spent all day ice skating. I was the guy picking people who fell up off the ground because I ice skate pretty well. Play a little pickup hockey up north. So I worked the whole day at this joint, and you weren't allowed to take a break. And I was out there for 8 hours on the ice. I was over it. And I literally said, fuck this. I'm never coming back. And I literally never went back. I didn't even pick up my check ever till this day. It's been 20 years. Never even picked up my check because I didn't want to see any of those people again. Especially when I was like, hey, they're going to take a break to this one guy who wasn't much older than me. And he was like, no, we don't take breaks here.
No breaks?
It's like, what? So I just ice skate for 8 hours straight? That's what you're telling me? I was like, no way. I know it's a petty job. I'm just saying that's how petty I am. I don't even want your fucking money. Keep it. I don't even want to talk to you again. All right. I never believe in job loyalty. I had people criticize me for leaving a job at the drop of a hat for something they believe was minor. But I don't care. If I don't like it anymore, I'm leaving for another better opportunity. There's many jobs to apply to. It's never that deep to prove your worth for a company. 1000%, man. You're going to know. They're either going to value you or they're not. That's the truth. That's like any job. And there's plenty of good places to work. I've worked for great people. I really have. Like immediately I knew. Just the first encounter with the person. Obviously some people bullshit you, but generally you're going to know. You're going to know in that first week, really. First day for some of us. I was a valuable employee that was mistreated by many employers. Every time I got a new job, I tried my best to do it at our busiest time. So just when I left, my employer knew how. So when he left at their busiest time. Yeah, good for that. Good for you.
Well,
It takes balls to post a video like this. Many people get stuck in a dead-end job at a toxic place and get comfortable. Sadly, it's common, and people waste valuable time at those terrible jobs. I was a victim to similar circumstances. But as an HR professional, no one is.
Yeah, so many people related to that video. It took courage, man. I put it out there. And yeah, that's my story, dude. That's what happened. Yeah, I know I should have left forever ago. But hey, it takes balls to post that. And with their names. Fuck you, Jeff and Tim. Do something about it.
Is immune. I'll leave the link to him down below. How many people stay places for 10, 15, 20 years just because you're used to it? Change sucks. It does. I've never had a job longer than 5 years at the same place. Usually it's more like 2 to 3 years. And I know that's not the best, but the truth is I'm not going any higher. I don't want to be a manager. I don't want to run your business. That's just how I am. I've been offered manager business 2 different places. And I said, I'm okay. Because if I do that, I turned down a 6-figure sales job in 2018. 120 a year. I have no college degree. Nothing. I said I can't do it. The guy was like, why not? He's like, why? You're bartending. You can't be making that much. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm only making 60 grand a year. I can't do it. I go, I'll get stuck there. And he was like, I respect that. I was like, dude, I'm going to get stuck there, dude. I was like, you own the business. That's your life. I go, I want to do my thing. And I'm going to be Big Daddy one day, even if I got to eat shit along the way. Anyways, hell of a talk. Shout out to Breastwater. Thanks everybody who bought a shirt. Appreciate you. Give this guy some love. Unreal, man. And maybe you needed to hear this today. If you hate your job that much, just quit. Somebody else will value you. And you also got to value yourself. You'll figure it out. Good talk.
That's it, folks, man. That's my first time seeing that. I was so freaking nervous watching that. And yeah, that's just insane. This has been a wild couple of weeks, let me tell you. I hope I can top that video. We'll see. I don't know. That thing was a freaking rocket ship. But to all my subscribers, I thank you for all your support. And if you're not subscribed, consider it. Hopefully, I'm going to be going some more places on this platform. We'll see. So far, I made $4. Not too shabby. And that video got me monetized. As of right, the past 28 days, I got 4,000 watch hours. I already had like 2,300, but that video did all the legwork for the freaking monetization tiers. You guys have a good day. And if you're at a crappy job, quit it.